looking at rates. Now I'm just going to start by reminding you what a ratio is. A ratio shows the relationship between amounts with the same units. 4 cats to 3 dogs, we're just counting things, that's just units. 4 kilometres to 13 kilometres, the same units, length, kilometres. 3 grams to 2 kilograms, now those are different units, but I could write that as 3 grams to 2,000 grams, and that's 3 to 2,000 because I've got it to the same units. So a ratio shows relationship between amounts that can be equally compared. A rate is different. A rate shows the relationship between amounts of different things, different types of things, with different units. So 400 kilometres to 3 hours, that's length and time, they're different things. $3.50 for 2 kilograms, that's money and weight. Growing 9 centimetres in 2 years. Heart beating 46 times, so it's counting, and then time. So these are different things, different units. But these rates are meaningful, they're useful to us. If I travelled 400 kilometres in 5 hours, the rate at which I've travelled is my speed. How much distance in how much time. The cost for 2 kilograms. Well, I might want to know the cost for 1 kilogram. That would be the cost, the rate of the what the item cost. The rate at which I'm growing over time. My heart rate. How many beats in a minute or 30 seconds or whatever it is. Now, when we're simplifying rates, it's 2 different units, 2 different things compared, and the order matters just like it does with ratios, and we take all rates down to how many of the first thing do I get in one of the second thing. So if I'm travelling 400 kilometres in 5 hours, simplifying the rate would mean saying how many kilometres I went in 1 hour. And what that means is simplifying rates is easy because we're going to divide by the second value. So 400 kilometres in 5 hours, I would divide both sides by 5 to get down to how much in 1 hour. Sorry about my dodgy calculator. So if I'm simplifying a rate, we're dividing both sides by that second value. 400 divided by 5, that's 80. And 5 divided by 5, the reason we divided by 5 here is so it comes down to 1, that's 80 kilometres in 1 hour. So simplifying a rate is about getting it down to how many of the first thing do I get in one of the second thing. So $3.50 for 2 kilos. How do I get this down to 1 kilo? I divide by this on both sides. So I'm going to divide by 2 here. $3.50 divided by 2, that's $1.75 for 1 kilogram. And we can give our rates like this, or we can use the little stripe which means per. So 80 kilometres in 1 hour is 80 kilometres per hour for every hour. $1.75 per kilogram is $1.75 per kilogram. So That's how we simplify rates. Our rule is divide both sides by the second amount (12 students for 2 teachers). So a rate will be how many students per teacher, how many students for 1 teacher. We're going to divide by our second value, and that will be 6 students for 1 teacher. Or we could write that as 6 students per teacher. Normally, the unit of a rate is the 2 units from the question, kilometers per hour. Kilometers per hour. Teachers and students, teachers and students there, students and teachers, students per teacher. When it's money though, the money unit stays here, so $1.75 per kilogram. So this one, simplified $28 for 4 kilograms. I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and that will be $7 for 1 kilogram, or we could write that as $7 per kilogram. So this is a rate. It would let us solve problems. If I paid $28 for 4 kilograms, how much would I pay for 10 kilograms? If there were 12 students for 2 teachers, how many teachers would I need for 38 students? We can use this to solve problems. Now, if you're asked to find the average rate of change, so Tom grew 65 centimeters in 10 years, well, we'll be asking what did he grow in 1 year? And we call it the average rate of change when this change is happening because, well, let's work out, simplify it. We're going to get down to 1 year, so we're going to divide by 10 for both sides. That would be 6.5 centimeters in 1 year, or I could write it as 6.5 centimeters per year. Now the reason we call it an average rate of change is maybe he didn't actually grow 6.5 centimeters every year. Maybe he grew 30 centimeters in the first year, and then not very much in the years after that, but it all added up to 65 centimeters over 10 years. So we don't actually know exactly how much he grew every year, but on average he grew 6.5 centimeters per year. And you'll notice we simplified that just the same as we did our other rates.